let's start that over. Whew. Hey everyone, it's Chris. Today I'm going to be telling you guys a story about my very, very, very bad date that I went on one time. And it sucks. When I say it was bad, I mean it was bad. So I don't even know where to begin with the story. I used to have this friend. Let's name her Lucy. Lucy and I were best friends at the time, and some stuff happened later on, and now we are not friends, but that's for another story time. So, I was hanging out with my friend Lucy. She was really into this guy. Let's name him Steve. They were good friends. He was kind of a player. Let's just say that. He was going around. He was such a flirt with everybody. So one night, Steve texts Lucy that he wants to hang out. And she's like, totally. But at the time, she was hanging out with me. So she didn't want to just like drop me and be like, hey, see ya, bye girl. Well, Steve suggested that he bring his friend along. And this is the guy that I went on a date with. So this was a double date. I had never met him before. It was a blind date. So this was like a blind date gone wrong. Let's name this date that I go on with. Let's name him Roger. Steve Rogers. Okay, so Lucy and I were hanging. She says, hey, why don't we go on a double date with Steve and Roger? I currently had feelings for this mutual friend of Lucy's and mine. And he was like off trying to win back his ex-girlfriend. So that's another story over there. So I was like, okay, obviously nothing's gonna happen between me and this guy, so might as well try to move on and go on a date with this Roger kid. And who knows, we might have a good time. We, got ready, we looked all nice and stuff. Steve and Roger come pick us up, and we got in their car. This kid, Roger, was sitting in the front seat. He literally looks around to look at me, because my friend Lucy and I were in the back seat. He turns around, looks at me, takes one look, and then turns around, does not look at me for the rest of the time that we were on this date. He did not, I am not even joking, you guys, he did not look at me anymore. And okay, I don't blame him. I had really frizzy hair, I had my square glasses going on, I had really bad teeth. Right now I have braces, but at the time I had really, really like weird looking teeth, like what's going on with her, so I wasn't exactly like the prettiest girl out there according to some standards, I don't know. So he could have been nice about it. He could have at least been like, hi, how are you, He only says 2 words to me the entire date, and I will tell you what those words are at the very end. Okay, so Lucy and Steve decided that they wanted to go see the movie Red Dawn. I don't know if you guys remember that movie. It's an action movie about, I don't even remember what it was about. So some teenagers like forming a rebellion or something. I honestly don't remember because I was so like distracted during the movie. I personally do not like action movies. I know. It's terrible. It's just not my thing. It's just not my thing. So we go to see this movie. Steve and Lucy are over there like cuddling. I don't know what they're doing, like on the other side. And then it's me and this Rogers kid. And we're just like, was really, really awkward. And we're watching this movie. Again, I can't really like focus on it. During that movie, I'm just like, what am I doing with my life? Like, what am I doing? And it's already so awkward that I would rather be at home chugging down some ice cream. I don't know. The movie's going on. Lucy and Steve are over here doing who knows what. They're like giggling. They're having fun. Rogers is over here looking pissed. He's literally like sitting there with his arms crossed. And I'm just like sitting there like, I hate blind dates. So the movie is over and Lucy and Steve, because they make all the decisions on this date, decide that they want to go and eat some food. They want to go to a restaurant. And we end up going to like this fast food place. It was a local restaurant, so I'm not going to say the name of it. But we all end up going there. And I get out of the car and, you know, Steve and Lucy are like sprinting for the door, like goofing off, having fun. And this Rogers kid goes after them, and I'm going after this Rogers kid. So it's like a really awkward, like we're all walking like this. And, you know, Steve and Lucy go in. Rogers opens the door. He walks in and slams the door shut in my face, like this close away from my nose. And I'm just kind of like standing there like, oh. Thanks. I'll be in there in a sec, guys. I don't know. I'm just the kind of person that I just think there's something nice when a guy opens the door for you. Even if he didn't open the door for me, at least like held it open behind him as he walked in would have been nice. But no, it's like he like slams the door shut in my face and goes and like sprints to the cashier so that he can order his food. I walk in and everybody's over there ordering their food, and I walk up to the register, and then he pays for his food, and then he walks by me again and not saying a word or anything, and goes straight to sit at the table. And again, I mean, I'm not saying that he has to pay for me or anything, but there's something nice about a guy offering, oh, do you want a glass of water? You know, like anything, just, or even like, so what are you gonna get? Like anything, just anything. But he seriously has not said one word to me so far on this date. So I get up to the register and I just get a glass of water. Like, I don't really want anything at this point. I'm not having a good time. I honestly just want to go home. I walk over to the table, sit down next to this kid, and Steve and Lucy are over there like throwing fries at each other. I don't know what they're doing. They're having a great time. I feel like they kind of used Rogers and me as an excuse so that they could go and hang out, which is kind of stupid. I mean, like, they could have gone anyway. I really don't care. I could have gone home, you guys. I could have gone home. So at this point in the date, Steve, Lucy, and Rogers are all talking. They're like joking about breaking into this liquor store down the street. They're having a good time. And I kind of tried to join the conversation, but nobody was really answering. And nobody was like really like listening or hearing me. Like, they were so involved in each other that I was just like, I felt like the third wheel on this double date. How that is possible, I have no idea. But it's possible, like, because it happened to me. So eventually I kind of just stopped talking because they weren't really listening to me. They weren't really including me. And I just kind of like stared out the window and I was just like, well, this is boring. Steve and Lucy decided that they wanted to go home and drop Lucy and I back at her house. So we all pile into the car. Again, Roger slams the door in my face before I can even like touch, like even approach the door entrance. And we're all driving back. They're like, oh, that was so much fun, you know, that was so great, we should all do this again. And in my head I'm just like, no, I'm not having this again. I'm not going through another day of this. Like, it was just so awkward. This kid literally hasn't said anything to me and it's just so weird. We get back to Lucy's house. Lucy went ahead and she said bye to her guy, and she went ahead and went inside. Like, I kind of looked at the guy wondering if he was gonna say like, bye, thanks for coming or anything, but he didn't say anything. He had his leftover sandwich with him from the restaurant, just like so involved in his sandwich, and he was like eating it like super weird, like he was kissing it. I don't even know what he was doing to the sandwich. This sandwich got more attention on this date than I did. That is so sad. Okay, like after a few seconds I'm just like, bye Felicia, and I just split and I like open the door, and right before I shut the car door I hear Steve say something to Roger, like walk her to the door or something. I don't know what he said, and then I was just like, no. I shut the door. I didn't slam it. I'm not that dramatic. Just shut the door. And I went and followed Lucy inside. So I walked around the car. And you guys, Rogers comes out and he's like, like he was about to say something, still holding his sandwich. And these are the 2 words he says to me. See ya. See ya. He didn't even say hi to me in the first place. Proceeds to fumble around with his sandwich, put it in his left hand, and then using his right arm, he gives me a really awkward side hug. And then, not looking at me, he didn't look at me, he just gives me this awkward side hug, and then he walks back into the car, and they drive away. So yeah! That was a really awkward date. That was the worst date that I've ever been on. He literally didn't say anything to me except see ya. Needless to say, I did not go on another double date. I went home. Lucy wanted to see if I wanted to hang out still, and I was like, you know, I'm kind of tired. I think I'm gonna go home. I went home. I got myself a burger, some fries, and a large shake, and I chugged it all by myself. And I was like, holy crap, I'm really hungry. Why didn't I order anything? That was it. That was the date. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Tell me what you think in the comments. Like, was that just me being sensitive? Or was that just him being rude? Like, share with me. Talk to me in the comments. I would like to know. I would also like to know what your worst date was like. And yeah, let's all just talk about it. Let's all just share. Let's all just share our worst dates. Make sure you like the video and subscribe so that I know that you're all watching. And I'll talk to you all next time. Bye.